Packrat is a tool that makes your R project more isolated, portable, and reproducible by storing the R packages your project depends on in its own private library. In this screencast, I'm going to show you how you can get started with Packrat in just a few minutes. Here's some R code I'm working on. As you can see, my code requires the maps package. I want to work on this project with a friend of mine, and I want to be sure we're both using exactly the same version of the maps project as we work together. So I'm going to use Packrat to bundle the maps package with my project. The first thing I need to do is to tell Packrat to start managing a new private library for my project. Packrat calls this step bootstrapping. I'll bootstrap my project now. Notice that I didn't have to tell Packrat which packages to include in the private library. Packrat figures that out for me by analyzing my R code and including just the packages I need in their dependencies. After analyzing my code, Packrat installs all the packages my code needs into its new private library. Once I restart R in my project's directory, I'm using Packrat's private library. That means I can install, remove, and change packages using regular R commands without the risk of those changes affecting any other projects in my machine. Let's see how this works. I'm about to write some new code that depends on the fossil package. First, I'll install the package and its dependencies. Let's see where these packages get installed. The package is in my private Packrat library, visible only while I'm in this project. Now I can write code that uses the package. Aside from Bootstrap, which creates the private library, Packrat has two main commands, snapshot and restore. The snapshot command takes a picture of all the packages I'm using, and the restore command applies the last snapshot. To show you how this works, I'm sharing this project with a collaborator on GitHub. I'm getting ready to commit my changes that use the fossil package. I want the fossil package and its dependencies to be a part of my commit so my collaborator picks up the code and the packages it needs at the same time. I'll use the snapshot command to take a picture of what my private library looks like right now. Again, notice that Packrat figures out automatically what packages I've started using. Packrat can also detect when I remove packages I'm not using anymore, and when I upgrade or downgrade packages to new versions. Now, let's take a look at what changes I'm committing. Notice how my commit includes changes to the Packrat files and source code for the new dependencies. These changes are part of the snapshot I just took. Now, let's move over to my collaborator's machine. When my collaborator pulls my change, he notices that there are library changes that go with the code, so he calls restore to apply my snapshot. Packrat installs the new dependencies. Now his private library looks just like mine did when I wrote the code. Even if he uses a different version of the fossil package for the rest of his R projects, the code we're sharing in this project will use the version installed by Packrat. I'm confident he'll be able to run my new code without any trouble. Packrat can even build the packages your project needs from scratch. Let's take a look at a third collaborator who's just starting to work with the project. When she starts R in the project directory, Packrat notifies her that she can just run init packrat to install all the project's dependencies in a new private library. She can be confident that the code in the project has all the packages it needs and that her global package library will remain untouched. These are really just a few of the things that you can do with Packrat. Packrat can also manage dependencies across platforms, help clean up packages you don't need anymore, undo accidental changes to your library, and bundle your code with everything it needs to run. Give it a try.